bad for buying this, but I keep buying this Voss in a glass bottle, and it feels way too bougie. Like I don't, I feel like it's something I do when I go film a video. It's like a ritual. It's good water though. We're heading to Miami. If you guys saw my video yesterday, or my detailing video, I just fully detailed my car. And now it's raining in Miami. And I'm following a school bus with no windows on it. People need to move for that thing, man. This is the off-ramp coming off into Miami. And like, where do I go? We're here at MasterClass.
Yes.
If you can, please break down what this is, because when we talked online, I didn't really know if you were a dealership, body shop. I want to hear the whole perspective of it.
Well, so I work at ASG Miami. We're a dealership that specializes in European, armored cars and classics and exotics. But MasterClass is our shop of choice for anything we ever need, and they're the ones who actually built our 1 Series, which is a 1M Tribute with an E92 V8 in it.
And that's what intrigued me, because I saw your episode with Larry Chen, and I watched the video, and then it connected when you DM'd me, and I'm like, hey, I recognize that guy in the car. I have to come see this place.
Yeah.
So this is where you store a lot of the cars.
Yeah, we store a lot of our cars here. We do have like a lot of cars that we represent. Like at DRT, we were also representing the BBI GT2 as well. So that car's here. Like I said, a lot of our heavier hitters that we really want to make sure that they're fine and treated correctly as well, we'll just leave them here because they have a great presentation at MasterClass. They're under awesome care, and anybody that walks in here will always see them too. So it kind of works as like a second showroom, especially for, like I said, the classics and the really beautiful cars. So we want to make sure that they're showcased in the best way possible.
Well, speaking of that, when I walked in there, I saw 2 very special cars. Can we check them out?
Yeah, I really like it here. And you would never imagine what's inside when you pass by.
Most definitely not.
Also, your car's sick, so.
Thank you, man. I just detailed it yesterday, and of course it had to rain.
So
thank you.
It happens.
So this is a car that I was like, holy crap, when I first walked in. Can you explain this one?
It's a BMW 3-liter CSL tribute car. Everything that's on this car is period correct, and it actually has the correct appropriate engine in it, which is actually extremely hard to find.
I mean, that's a serious setup there. This is something you don't see every day.
No, and
you took this to concourse, right?
Yeah, we took it to concourse. We actually left it outside in the jungle, that's what they call it, which was like the side lot. So we were one of the first people there, funny enough, and there's a couple shots of the car completely alone. By the time I was back, like everybody had parked around it.
The other car too.
GT500 in Wimbledon white with blue stripes, and it's a completely numbers matching frame off nut and bolt restoration done by Jim Jordan at County Corvette.
So nothing was skipped on this car?
No, like literally nothing was skipped on this car. There's everything in this car is period correct as well. The only things that were not original from the original order were the 10-spoke wheels that are on the car and the air conditioning that was added later. But either way, they're all period correct too. So everything in this engine is numbers matching, the rollers, the cams, everything. So when cars come through here into this building, everything is done highly detailed too? Yes. Ronald here at MasterClass is the one that helps take care of a lot of our prized possessions like this car, given it rains, so it's not in the best condition right now, but he's the one that does all the detailing for all of our cars. If there's ever a pre-purchase inspection that we need done, he'll also help take care of that as well. We have a couple projects that we're working on at the moment also, which he didn't mention. There's an E28 outside, a white one with an Alpina paint scheme on it, blue interior, factory Recaros, have an E28 M5 engine in it. So it's basically an E28 M5, but in a, I think it was a 535i chassis. And now there's cars upstairs too, correct? Yes. Can we check those out? Yeah, of course. All right, let's go. I always get freaked out that you can have cars upstairs. Just have an elevator in here, huh? This is their new company that they're starting called Renner. Their model behind Renner is that they're making all of the classic and 80s and 90s BMWs and their super BMWs to modern technology, modernizing them and making them pretty much brand new. So this started off as an 8 Series and it now has an E30 M3 drivetrain, E60 M5 V10 brakes, E92 M3 rear brakes, 6-speed manual of course. And the interior and the color combo. All the color codes that are going to be available, each one of these is bespoke too. Yeah. Like, the owner can customize it to whatever he wants, right? They're all built to spec. Not a single one is going to be the same. The interior colors and all the options and everything are definitely 90s too.
Yeah,
So
it looks very
true to the 90s.
It looks very period correct.
Yeah, it's definitely something that you would see come out of like a company like G-Power or Alpina or something like that with 90s styling as well.
And then this was in my DRT vlog.
Yeah.
Because the suspension is nuts.
Yeah, it's the cantilever suspension from BBI Autosport. This car actually was in the Hoonigans channel as well. This car is running around 800 horsepower right now.
It just has a special place in my heart for some reason.
It's got the Coco floor mats, factory Recaros, but then they've been completely reupholstered with Alcantara interior, contrast stitching.
God, that cage and the suspension, that's just so cool. I love this stuff.
Literally no corners were cut making this car. Like you can tell this car was, I don't know who it was that did the interior work, but if you're out there, man, you did an amazing job. I love it. Whoever went ahead and picked the E88s for the wheels,
proper.
I love you.
I love these wheels.
Yeah, this car is absolutely fantastic. So
I'd say for me, this is like one of my top 5 favorite cars.
Yeah.
I love this body style. I love how these look, especially being modified like this. I mean,
yeah,
you can't go wrong with that. Now, there's a couple cars over here. I saw this Viper, one of the craziest colors I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's factory.
Is it really?
Yeah, fun fact, the owner of this car, he went ahead and spec'd his Hellcat when he ordered the Hellcat in the same color as this car. So this is a factory Dodge color. I mean, I guess you would say it's PTS, right?
Yeah.
So it's the only one in the world that I know of in this color and in this combo. Crazy amount of money was spent on these wheels.
Well, I can
because nobody
imagine.
makes 6 lugs, right? So
These are 6 lugs?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Vipers
I didn't
are
even
6 lugs.
realize that. So those had to be fully custom made then?
Oh yeah, they're completely custom. Everything like,
Wow.
that was done to this car is pretty much custom. It also has coilovers on it as well that were installed. This car is impeccable too. It has super low miles. Came from a very, very large collection as well. From time to time we'll come across these collectors that want to get rid of their cars or whatever, so we'll help facilitate sales as well. So
Gotcha,
that's how
very
we
cool.
also collaborate too.
So this is just insane.
Oh yeah, no. And this is an ACR. Then they have the ACR Extreme, which is even 12 o'clock stripe on the metal in the actual door cards as well. So if I'm not mistaken, the deviated stitching is even, and not just any Z8, it's an Alpina Z8. So the Z8 alone is already a pretty rare car, but the Alpinas are even rarer. This is an SLR with custom Anarchy wheels. The original set of wheels is also stored away, but this is also a very low mile example.
I think a lot of people underestimate these a lot.
Oh, they do, and it shows in the values too. People haven't really realized or remembered them. You know, they're kind of forgotten. You can't even open the hood if the doors are open because the hood pops up. And this is definitely something that not a lot of people expect. It's an Aston Martin Vantage, if I'm not mistaken, but it has the factory. I think it was the X package that they called it, which comes with the bodywork that's on the car. What's interesting about this car is that it has a supercharged LS3 in it. You wouldn't even expect it to have it because all of this is custom. You know, they have a custom Aston Martin engine cover on it. You wouldn't really believe that it's an LS until you really take a look into it. And obviously you can tell by the headers and the fact that it has a massive supercharger.
Yeah, this is not something.
Exactly.
This is not something you'd see from Aston Martin.
No. But I like the fact that the attention to detail was there, and they actually even went ahead and put, Aston Martin.
Now we want to check out the 1M. What do you call it?
Actually, I named it Leipzig, named after the actual city where the 1 Series was built. So the 1 and 2 Series have a factory of their own in Leipzig. So I just wanted to pay tribute to that.
So this is just your walkway to a different section, and when you walk by this car, it's like, hold on, there's something different about this one.
Yeah, so Ronald built the 1 Series with the V8 from an M3. Not just anybody can do that. You have to be very well adversed in BMW to be able to even take on a project like that, let alone some of the other projects that they have lined up.
Yeah.
So this is actually his personal baby. The chassis since 05. And he's been building it ever since, and it's not done. It might look done, but it's not done. Everything on this car is new from BMW, whether it be new old stock that he found in some warehouse in Greece online, or he got released from BMW. He was just talking to us about the fact that he ordered, I think it was the wheels or some pieces that he ordered. He was the last person to actually order it. Oh, the carpet it was.
From BMW?
Yeah, from BMW. So this is the last black authentic carpet from BMW that was sold new. So as soon as you purchased it in the software system, it said no longer available because he is the last guy to have it.
And this is Valencia Orange from the 1M?
Yes.
On an E30?
Yes, and this car is actually appropriately registered as Valencia Orange. It even has the BMW paint code Valencia Orange on the shock tower.
This car only has 2 miles on it?
Yeah, whatever the parade lap was at Sebring.
When you see this color, it's like, hold on, there's something done to it. And the fact that it's a brand new E30.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Actually, funny enough, he had told me that a while back, before the car was completely done. I think he had it flatbedded to a photo shoot, and Urban Outfitters ended up using it for
no
for
way.
Yeah, for some photo shoots.
That's pretty cool.
This car is his baby, of course.
So another E30, got a Corvette, something secret under that. But that looks cool. I like the red on that a lot.
This one has an S52 with an E46 M3 6-speed in it. Most people do 5-speed swaps, but he actually has the 6-speed in it.
Can we see the engine?
Oh yeah. The E36 swaps fit very well. The S54 is also. It's tight, but this car has also, you know, it has working AC, it has power steering as well. So it can be done.
Well, that's what I was thinking too, is the fact that he owns a body shop and you guys have trust in him that you can bring stuff here and say, hey, I want this. And most likely it can happen.
No, it'll happen. Not a whole lot of people have really taken on the task of, you know, fitting a 92 V8 in a 1 Series.
I mean, that's what I want to see. Can we check that out?
That alone is an insane swap. And right here we have just an S14 just chilling.
Is that S14 motor?
Yeah, just gonna put that into a 2002.
That's cool. I like seeing bare bones like that. Is it?
Yeah.
Wow. And then this is the body shop, or I guess.
So that's the paint booth. This is where he does all the restoration work and all the mechanics, stuff like that. So actually recently he just finished up one of our 996s that we were doing a GT3 shifter linkage on it. So that's why it's outside.
So here you can do everything from the body work to maintenance to mechanical, everything.
Yeah. Okay. He's actually one of also the only other authorized, like, I think it's Rolls-Royce, Aston Martin, Mercedes, Ferrari, and Lamborghini techs here as well. So.
That's cool.
Which explains the Diablo.
I saw the diversity of cars here and I'm like, hold on, there's a lot more than what I thought.
Oh yeah, no, you have everything from a GNX to a Miata.
And there's a LS7 in that, or LS1?
It's an LS3 with LS7 heads and cams, and if I'm not mistaken, it's also a dry slump engine. So this is our BMW 1 Series, our 1M tribute.
Yeah.
With E92 V8.
Oh, so sick. This is something that gets me excited, and I'm sure my audience is super excited about this too.
Yeah, this car is nuts.
So my main thought was trying to fit a motor this size in this car.
Well, it can be done. And this is fully functioning. It has perfect AC, power steering.
That's impressive.
Everything factory finish. I was with Larry, and Larry put it like the easiest way possible, which is he did everything to make it look like nothing was done at all.
Well, that's very true, because you look at it and you don't expect it to be anything too crazy, and you realize it's a 1 Series with a 1M body kit and then an S65. That's impressive, man.
It's not like a body kit, it's factory 1M body panels from BMW themselves.
Okay.
So this car has all the factory pinch welds where it would be. So essentially if you strip this and strip the 1M, they're identical, 100% the right way and by Ronald.
And you've driven this car?
Yeah, actually, I'm actually the one with the most seat time in it. We took it to Monterey for Car Week, and in the canyons, this car is absolutely fantastic. It was second gear the whole time, pretty much. To attest to the fact that it looks stock, we got pulled over, popped the hood, because cops were complaining about the exhaust. They asked us, like, oh, is this factory? And we're like, yep. And they believed us. And then this is Ronald. He's a little shy, but that's the genius.
You're the guy behind all the madness here.
Thank you, yeah.
So I'm assuming that with your high level of detail from seeing your E30 M3, everything that comes through here, you put a lot of attention into it.
The builds are challenging, but the time consuming and the challenge is to make sure the car looks perfect.
Gotcha.
You know, there's a lot of details. Make sure that the eye doesn't find something bad. It takes a lot of time. This car was, you know, it was a labor of love.
Yeah.
Something I have in my head since 2011 that came out. I know BMW did it because some of the things are so easy to bolt in. There's a lot of technical things that you have to go through the car and some slight modifications, but the car was very easy to assemble in one point. That I believe that BMW did it.
Yeah.
That's why, like for example, you see the quarter panels in the 1M. They actually did it on purpose to fit the front end and rear end suspension of an M3. Even the chassis alignment of the car, you can see that fits the V8 perfectly.
It looks amazing.
Thank you.
So aftermarket wise, it has an exhaust on it?
The tips are Akrapovic tips. Besides that, it's pretty much from the secondary cat straight back.
Gotcha, okay. Well, I'd love to hear it, but I want to see more of this place, because I know there's a lot
we'll
of
take it
stuff
out right
upstairs.
now and we'll do a little walk around.
Sweet. Well, what else you got? You got a Diablo here.
And that's not just any Diablo. That's one of, I think, it's number 26 or 36 of those Diablos, but there's the Sunrise edition and the Sunset edition. So this is a Sunset edition. It's a pretty rare model. Inside, it's all chocolate interior with carbon fiber accents. It's a beautiful car, too. You might think it's just brown, but out in the sun, it has so much depth in it.
And then you got this car, too.
Yeah, so we didn't just stop at the BMW 1 Series. He has another client that's interested in getting this in a race car. So now this is gonna be a DCT version of the V8 1M.
Wow. Yeah. That is cool. And this has a V8 in it.
Yeah, it already has a V8 installed. It's got Stop Tech, big brakes, coilovers. This one's definitely more race oriented.
Yeah, you can tell.
It's not a daily driver at all. It actually plugs and plays really well, and it sounds insane. This one's even less.